Hello, welcome to Yoga Vinyasa Flow. Today, we're going to focus a lot on the upper body. So, we're going to do a lot of upper body strengthening, scapular mobility, and stability things. That's going to include three-legged planks, a cross-legged plank, a down dog twist, a dolphin, mad dog challenge, side planks, all kinds of really, really fun stuff that I love and hope you will too. So, that being said, if you are someone with some kind of a shoulder issue, it's going to be very, very important that you listen to your body during this session because we don't want to overwork. And remember, I talk about this primarily with hip openers, but it works with shoulders too. You have nerve bundles up here as well. So again, if you feel any pain, numbness, tingling, burning, that means you've gone past your limit and you want to back off a little bit. And sometimes backing off means taking a complete break, a child's pose, or just sitting, standing quietly, whatever it is we're doing. Take your breaks. It's not a big deal. Do what you can. Don't worry about what you can't. Tomorrow's a different day. Come back and try again. So props, we're going to use a strap today in the beginning and at the end, and blocks as well. So gather what you need. And again, if you need knee cushion or something like that, you can always bring this in. Go ahead and have your strap with you. We're going to start on our back. So as you come back here, kind of roll the shoulders back and take your feet as wide as your mat. Now, if you're not working on a mat, take them a little bit wider than body width apart. And belly button's going to be in here because as we windshield wiper, then your spine goes into a little bit of rotation. So we want to protect the little joints and things of our low back here. And I'm just breathing as I shift from side to side. Oh, there was a good pop from my right hip. Hopefully nobody heard that one. Good. So popping, remember, is okay. Snap, crackle, pop is okay, as long as there's no pain or funny business associated with any of those noises. It just means you've got air in the joint. All right. So from here, when you're ready, let's bring those feet back in line with the hips. And let's just take the hands over the heart for a moment. You can close your eyes if that's okay for you. And sink in just a little bit into your space. And the intention I'm going to give you today is life is beautiful. So life is beautiful. These are a little bit more positive affirmations that we're doing today. We've done some heavier ones the past few weeks. We'll do some lighter ones today, happier ones. So life is beautiful. And once you have that, we'll release. Good. Now, grab your strap. So depending on if you are using a stretchy band, which you can totally use today, a belt, or an official yoga strap or something, if you've got some kind of a buckle or D-ring or something like that, make sure that that end, you're kind of holding on that end. So when we move forward and back here, this is not going to flop around and hit you in the face. Okay, so you may or may not have your belt strap band folded in half. Mine's a little bit longer and I have short arms, so mine is folded in half. But from here, I'm making sure my hips, knees, and toes are in that alignment. I'm rolling shoulders back. I've got this nice hot grip here and I'm reaching towards my pelvis. Now my belly button is in. Good. And I'm going to reach up here. I'm still tugging on that strap. And I only want to come back so far as I can maintain it where my low rib cage is not popping up. Okay, so if it pops up, then that's where you want to start right before it pops up. Now, I've been doing this a long time. My low rib cage does not pop up and I can take my arms all the way back. So if you can too, that's great. Just go to where your body can go. And keeping that tautness, we're going to come forward. And taking it back. And taking it forward. And taking it back. Good. And taking it forward. Let's add on. As you lift your arms, you're going to press into the feet and lift the hips. So we're coming into a bridge. So from here, reaching, good, lifting, Again, arms may or may not come all the way back here. Watch your neck if they do. It's real easy to get out of the shoulders here. And then reaching up as you take that back down. Now that you've done that one time, you may or may not have to adjust where your feet are. Do they need to be a little bit more out here? Do they need to be a little bit more in here? Just make sure that they're not too close into the glutes. So we'll take that again. Lifting up and taking it back. And taking it back down. And lift and reach. And taking it down. And lift and reach. And taking it down. And one more time. And lift and reach. And hold. Could you lift the hips a little bit higher? Watch those knees. If they're falling out, can you bring them back in line with the hips? Breathe. And when you're ready, reaching those arms up and then lowering back down. Good. We're going to put this to the side for now and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side again. Maybe taking head and neck from side to side if you need to do that. Good. Bringing the knees into the chest now. Good. So you can, I like to grab behind, but you can certainly grab up here if that feels better to you. Find that length from crown to tail. Good. We're going to go into some dynamic twisting here to warm up the core. So knees are going to come into tabletop position, knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor. Arms are going to come out to the side, rolling shoulders back. Good. From here, we're going to use the abs. We're going to take the knees over into a hover. Exhale, back to center. Inhale to a hover. Exhale, center. Inhale, hover. Exhale, center. Inhale, hover. Exhale, center. One more time each side. Take it into the hover. And through center and hovering on the left. Now, as you bring it back over, we're going to take this twist all the way over to the right. I'm trying to keep my knees even. They're not perfect, but kind of going for that. My left shoulder is grounded. I'm going to look to the left. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Remember, life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. I choose joy. I choose joy. Head back to center, one leg at a time, or using those abs to bring you back into center. And then we'll take those knees over to the left. Good. Right shoulder is grounded as you look to the right. So belly button is still in here. Life is beautiful. I choose joy. I hope you also choose joy. What's better than choosing misery? And then when you're ready, one leg at a time, or using the abs to bring them both in, bring them back in, and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Now, you've got some options here to transition. So you can always roll over to your side, come up and come into all fours there. Or if you want to have a little bit of fun with it and it's safe in the back, just cross the ankles. You're going to lift up, you're going to grab your feet, and then using your breath and your core. Good. Just take a few rocks. You could rock up on the first try, but have a little fun here. Good. And you can come all the way up and all the way forward. Good. So bring in any kind of cushion here that you need for your knees. So my knee doesn't like the cold weather right now, so I'm going to bring in my blanket. All right, so I'm going to come up here. Good. So we're in all fours. Good. The tops of the feet are down. And sorry, got a little hair there. Look between the knees. If the knees are about hip width apart, if you see your feet here, could you take them back in line with the knees? So when you look through the knees, you shouldn't see your feet. Good. So spreading the fingers nice and wide. We're going to root through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Belly button is in. Inhale. Take a nice cow pose. Chest comes forward. Pelvis tips back. Exhale. Press away. Looking towards those thighs. Mad cat pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. I think I said that wrong. Exhale, cat. inhale, cow. There we go. Inhale, exhale. Much easier that way. Inhale and exhale. Now, if that feels good to you, stay there. We're going to take this into a dynamic cat-cow flow, warming up the upper body a little bit more. So, inhaling on the cow, exhale, round, sink back, so little child's pose variation. Forearms come down, your shoulders are back in your pocket. I'm going to shift forward. I'm keeping my elbows in as I press up right into that cow pose, and I'm going to round, and I'm going to shift, and I'm going to drop the forearms, shoulders in their pocket, coming back up, and round, and shift, and forearms drop, and coming forward, and coming back up. Good. This time, find a child's pose. So knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can make the big toes touch or not. You can take your arms long in front of you, or if your shoulders don't like that, take them back towards the ankle. Just let the shoulders release. Forehead can come to the floor, folded blanket or block. Now, we're nice and active in this child's pose. So we're zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel, belly button in. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Exhale. Inhale, expands. Exhale, coming back to intention. Life is beautiful. And when you're ready, coming back up, we're going to prepare for downward facing dog. So you can, if you're a taller person, take a half a hand twist or full hand twist forward. I'm shorter, so I'm going to stay here. I'm rooting through the knuckles of my pinky, pointer, and thumb. I'm going to push in and forward into my mat as I tuck the toes, shift my hips back, and lift up. I'm going to keep a bend in the knees. Good. Now, my shoulders are back in their pockets. I'm turning the eyes of the elbows more towards my pointer and my middle finger. So you should feel a little bit more upper body engagement around the armpit and the rib cage. My hips, knees, and toes are tracking, and I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Ears are by the biceps, so my gaze is down at my feet, and my belly button is in. You can stay here. You can go into walking the dog. If you're walking the dog, really press through that heel. You can lift the heels and drop. You choose. Stay with the breath. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Find your downward facing dog. And from down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk or step your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway, long spine, coming to blocks, floor, shins, or thighs. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Good. Now, before we really start getting into the shoulders and the upper body, I want you to take your arms forward. We're going to go into some protraction, retraction. So protraction, think about your protruding. So you're really sticking those arms out away from the body. So when I do that, I've got no space here between the shoulder blades. When I retract, think about taking the arms back towards the body. Then I do have a little bit of space between the shoulder blades. So protract, retract, protract, retract, protract, retract. Now simulate that with a plank. Take your arms forward and do your hands like this, just like you're getting ready to plank. Protract. This is how it feels in a plank. Retract. Protract. This is what you want in a plank. Retract. This hanging in the shoulders. Protract. Retract. Protract. Good. Palms down. Turn the palms up. Hands to the shoulder. Open and close. A little bit easier to do this standing than on our back. Good. And you can take some circles here and in the other direction and just shake all that out. So here we go. We're going right into sun salute A. Inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and I'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Halfway down is all you need if you're doing chaturanga. Okay. So if you're skipping a flow, you can practice the plank. You can down dog or child's pose. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes. Long spine as you lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Number 2, inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From down dog when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one of these of the set. Inhale and lift. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. So coming to your nice down dog form again. We're in the protraction of the shoulders. Belly button is in. Maybe turning those elbows a little bit more towards the pointer and the middle finger. Left leg's going to lift 3 points. We're going to bend that knee. We're going to open to the left. Strong, even upper body. So careful not to let that left shoulder lift. This is kind of a little bit of a newer thing for me. I used to always do this, letting the shoulder lift, aka creating instability. Now I'm trying to correct that habit pattern. And then from here, we'll release and taking that down. Good, evening up the hip, protract those shoulders, reset yourself, right leg lift, bending that knee, opening up to the right, strong, even upper body. Careful not to let the right shoulder lift. And taking that back down. Good. From here, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain, image. All right. So from here, we're going to go to a different pattern. And I'm going to bring blocks in for this. It is possible that you might not need them. But adjust the blocks according to your needs for these. We're going to hold these lunges. So you can be tall, medium, short. Kind of find what you need. And then from here, once you're set, good. I am in charge of how I feel. I am in charge of how I feel. Life is beautiful, and I am in charge of how I feel. Inhale and lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Now from here, I'm going to step my right foot back. So I'm coming into a left up runner. Your feet are on and legs are parallel railroad tracks. We're not warrior prepping back here. This front heel stays grounded. You can bring your blocks in here. So once you find yourself situated, you want this front knee to be over or behind the ankle, not forward of it. My front hip, that left hip is going to come back just a little bit. I'm going to press strongly through that back heel. And then these are going to help me here as I lengthen my sternum forward. So I'm pressing into the front heel. I'm pressing into that back heel, even though the back heel is grounded. My torso lengthens. I've got a little bit more core engagement here. Breathing. So we're getting into the psoas and the hip flexors on this side, building strength on the other side. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, good. We're just going to lengthen that front leg a little bit and then come back into the lunge. Lengthen a little bit and come back into the lunge. Now hold the lunge. Should be just a little bit easier now. From here, when you're ready, taking the block forward, hands to the floor, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. From down dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. This time, the left foot is going to step back. So I've got my right leg forward here. I'm on parallel railroad tracks. I'm bringing in my blocks for support. My front knee is grounded. My front hip, my right hip is going to go back just a little bit, so my hips are a little bit more squared. I'm pressing back through that back heel, even though it's not grounded. I'm lengthening through that sternum, rolling the shoulders back. Again, so you've got different heights here. So if you need to come up a little bit, let yourself come up. Some days I need to be there too. Some days I don't need the blocks, but most days I do. Good. From here, when you're ready, good. Now we're going to lengthen this front leg a little bit and come back in and lengthen a little bit and come back in and find that nice lunge. Should be a little bit easier now. And when you're ready, blocks are going to come forward, planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. From your down dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center, finding breath, mountain intention. Now, before we add on to that pattern, come into temple mudra. We're going to come up here. Think about sweep here with the arm. And I'm got my feet about hip width apart on purpose. So I'm zipping up. And I'm just going to take some side bends here. Notice your habit pattern. Do you keep the shoulders and hips in alignment with each other for the most part? Or do you have a tendency to kind of roll forward on one or both sides? The goal is to try to keep hips and shoulders in alignment. We lose that sometimes as we age. Good. So I'm going to come over to my right. Good. I'm going to try to keep shoulders over my hip. So think about opening up that top shoulder, pressing into both feet and coming back up. And we'll take that to the other side, coming over to the left. I'm trying to be mindful about keeping my right shoulder open and pressing into the feet and coming back up. Good. Here we go. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. From here, I'm going to step the right foot back again. So you can bring blocks in here this time if you need them. You might be more open and you might not need them, or you might want them on a lower position than where you were. So I'm coming back to that nice lunge. Good. And then from here, you've got options. So you can take the right hand to a block or to the floor and open to the left. If you want something a little bit more and it's safe for you to do so, take your right arm on the outside of that foot onto the floor or to a block and open to the left. Really open up that left shoulder. So the legs shouldn't change much. Twisting's in the torso. It's not in the hips. This is a balance challenge. And then we'll come out of there. Good. From here, when you're ready, plant the hands, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. So once you've made it to your down dog, we're going to go right into a three-legged plank, three-leg dog. So left leg's going to lift up 3 points. It does not have to come high. Inhale, exhale. We're going to just shift forward and take it back. And one more time. Coming forward, protract those shoulders and take it back. Good. Bringing that foot down. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. From here, we'll take that to the other side. So using blocks or not, we're going to step the left foot back this time. Right up runner. So get set in your up runner, long torso, front hip comes back. Good. So options from here. Left hand can come to the floor to a block on the inside of the foot, opening to the right, or you can take it on the outside and open to the right. Good. Really open that shoulder. Be strong through the back leg. Try not to let the ankle or heel back there fall in one direction or the other. This is a balance challenge. So inhale, exhale, taking this down, planting the hands, front foot steps back, take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this flow. Good, so find that good down dog form. When you're ready this time, right leg's going to lift 3-point. Inhale, exhale, we're going to come forward, 3-legged plank, and take it back. And again, 3-legged plank, and take it back. Foot comes down. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or half your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. All right, we're going to go to a new pattern now. We're going to come into some warrior series stuff. And we're going to do that one today through a flow. So if you know that you might need a block in your triangle position, which we'll go into in the series, then to start, have that block on your left side. So from here, when we're ready, big inhale and reach, exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. Take or skip a flow. Remember, elbows are into the body. And find your down dog. All right. From here, good down dog form. Left leg's going to lift 3-point. Bend that knee, open to the left. Strong, even upper body. Try not to let that left shoulder creep up. And then when you're ready, good. As you take the knee and the hip back even to the floor, round. Step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. You can use a block for stability if you need it as you transition to a warrior press. You can have a heel to heel to arch, or a little bit wider with this back leg. Back leg's at a 45-degree angle. Be stable as you lift and open. Good. So warrior 2. So just a few things to be mindful. Your front hip's going to come back just a little bit so that front knee can track better towards the pinky toe. It's not the hip, it's the torso that opens to the side. Good. So warrior 2 is a twist. Good. And remember, it's better to have the back foot anchored than for the front knee to be bent. Zipping up through that front body, keeping a bent front knee or lengthening that leg. Take it back to exalted. Remember, this is a side bend. You can stay here if you are an arm wrapper or a binder. Find what you like here. Inhale, exhale, we'll release. Good. So moving into triangle from here. So if you need to shorten or widen your stance, you can do that. I'm going to lengthen my front leg. Now my front hip's going to come back. My back hip's going to come forward. I'm rooting my feet in like I'm trying to rip this mat apart. I'm lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. When I can come no more with length, hand comes to thigh, shin, block at any height you need, or the floor, and we'll open. That's the thing about a stacking of the shoulder. Really open up that right shoulder. Look up there if you can. Get some of that not third chakra. That is the 5th chakra. Throat chakra is the 5th chakra. Get some of that activated up there. And then from here, when you're ready, good. I'm going to look down at that front foot. I'm going to put a bend in that knee. I'm going to take my hand down here. Now, I've got one block here because I want the block over there when we transition the other side. I'm going to swivel up here, and you may not need your block where we're going. We're going to go right into a balance challenge. So you've got options with or without your blocks, and this might take you a few little toe taps to get there. You can come to a grounded warrior 3. If you've got one block, it's going to look like this. Good. You can come to a standing split pose. Either one of those, hips are facing the floor. We're not opening out to the side. Or you can press through there and find a full warrior 3 variation. Good. Press out of the hip. And then when you're ready, good. Your back leg is going to join the front foot. Good. And we'll shake this all out. Good. From here, when you're ready, big inhale and reach. Exhale and fold. I'm going to take this to the other side. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip that flow. When you're ready, right leg is going to lift 3-point, bending that knee, opening up to the left. Strong, even upper body. And then as you close, knee will stay bent. Inhale, exhale, round. Step or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. We'll warrior prep the back foot, 45 degrees. Heel to arch, or a little bit wider. Find yours. Be stable as you rise and open warrior 2. So reset yourself. Front hip's going to come back. So knee can track a little bit better towards pinky toe. Good. Hips stay where they are. The torso opens up. Good. Belly button is in. Pressing strongly through the back edge of the back foot. Breathe. Good. I am bold and strong. Life is beautiful. I am bold and strong. I choose joy. Inhale. Exhale. Take that back. Bent front knee or lengthened front leg. If you took a wrap or a bind on the other side, find that here. Inhale. Exhale. Finding warrior 2. Set yourself up for your triangle. So wider or shorter stance. Lengthen the front leg. Front hip comes back hip comes forward. Root in those feet. We're going to lengthen. Good. When you can come no more, take a thigh, take a shin, take a block, take the floor. Opening up. Front hip still stays back. Life is beautiful. I am fearless because I have faith. I am fearless because I have faith. When you're ready, looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. We're going to come around and cartwheel. Get your blocks ready if you're going to use those for the balance challenge. Swiveling up the back foot, and then you choose. Coming forward, grounded warrior 3. Maybe you want to walk back into a standing split pose. Maybe you want to lift into a full warrior 3 variation. Find what you need. And what you did on one side might not be what you need to do on this side. I'm just evening up my hips a little bit here. And when you're ready, good. Carefully, back leg's going to come up to meet the front and pressing all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Excellent work. Good. So from here, remember, we're in charge of how we feel. We're going to go right into some more upper body stuff now that we're properly prepped. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. Take or skip that flow. I am bold and strong. I love myself. It's hard to believe in yourself and be fearless with that faith if you don't love yourself. From here, when you're ready, we're going to go back to a 3-legged plank challenge. Now, you can do it the way that we did it before, just lifting a leg and coming forward, or you can cross that left leg over the right, good, and come in there. So inhale, move forward 1 time. Squeeze those inner thighs and take it back. And we'll come forward a 2nd time. Don't go past the wrists. And squeeze and take it back. Undo, Wiggle, 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 child's pose or down dog. Find what you need for your break. And then when you're ready, we'll repeat that on the other side. So you can just lift the right leg and do it that way, or cross the right leg over the left. And when you're ready, we'll come forward and taking it back. Into and taking it back. Good. From here, when you're ready, drop those knees. Find a child's pose, maybe cupcaking those fingertips. Good. We're going to come into a dolphin challenge here. So I'm going to cue this, easiest to hardest. So from here, for some of you, that might mean that you're down on your knees and you're working here on your forearms, working on pressing that four-way, the protraction. So you're not working on this retraction. See that difference? I'm retracted. This is protracted. You're coming in here, we want to be protracted. So this might be it. If this is okay for you, you can tuck the toes and lift. Head does not touch the floor in dolphin. But again, I'm still nice and protracted. From here, if you want more, you can walk those feet in. So it's almost like a little pike up. And then again, more still, maybe you lift one leg at a time. Upper body is working hard. Or maybe you can lift the leg, bend the knee, and take it over. And taking that. And then once you're ready, good. Step the feet back. Lower those knees down. Good. Find a child's pose. Maybe your shoulders don't want your arms to be forward for a moment. Maybe they want to come back to the ankles. Give them a little bit of a different kind of break. When you're ready, hands back under the shoulders, coming back up, find your downward facing dog. So find your good down dog form here. I'm going to take this next one into some steps. Good. So remember these down dog challenges with one arm and one leg, twist, all that kind of stuff. This is really about the shoulder, not about the leg. Yes, the leg might be lifting in some of these, but if you don't have the shoulder stability, none of this will work. Okay, so really protract. Okay. So from here, I'm really going to press into my left shoulder as I drag my right hand back. Now, you can also take your feet in a little bit closer here if you need to and grab. If you can't reach, that's okay. Why? Because you're still reaching here. You're still working this other side. This is a work in progress. This took me several years to be able to do myself. So really press. Good. That's option one. Good. And then we'll take that hand down. Let's give the left shoulder a break. Really press into the right. Draw that left arm back. Maybe it grabs the left leg. Maybe it doesn't. And then we'll take that back. Good. Now, if you need the child's pose break or what have you, take it. We're going to take this into a twist. So now I'm back to plugging in my left shoulder. This time, I'm going to drag my right hand over to my left leg somewhere. Good. And once I've got it, I'm going to rotate and look under that left arm. My belly button is in. And then I'm going to release. Good. Right shoulder plugs in. Left hand is going to come back, maybe grabbing opposite leg. You can stay there, or maybe you can pull and look under the arm. Hello. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll release. Good. Step back, take a child's pose here. We're going to take a little break before we come into Mad Dog Challenge and the plank before we completely come. So, again, life is beautiful. I believe in my potential. I believe in my potential because I have faith. I believe in my potential because I have faith in myself, because I love myself. You can't believe in your potential if you don't love yourself. That's the core of everything. Love yourself. It's also hard to fully love and serve other people if you do not love yourself first. If you need help with that, send me a message. I'll send you a link to BetterHelp. There are other online platforms out there if you need somebody to talk to. From here, when you're ready, good. Find your downward facing dog again. Coming back into mad dog challenge this time. If you know what this is and you do not want to do it, you can go back and do one of the other ones that we did. Maybe this is just where you need to work and practice. That's okay. So from here, mad dog challenge. I'm going to come back. I'm going to plug in my left shoulder. Good. My right hand's going to come back and grab my right leg. Good. And then that's going to give me my base to lift my left leg. My gaze is at my right toes. How high you lift matters not. Some of you might be really, really strong and good in your balance, and you can release the right leg and wrap your right arm around your back. That's not going to happen for me today, but you could. And then I'm going to release that foot. Whoops. Release the hands and take that back. So I'm going to just stay in my down dog and walk the dog. You might need to come into a child's pose. That's okay. From here, when you're ready, reset yourself. Last time. Good. I'm really going to plug in that right shoulder. I'm going to let that left hand come back to my left leg. Good. I'm doing that push-pull. Good. And then maybe I can take my right foot back and lift up. Good. Mad dog challenge. It's about the shoulder, the shoulder, the shoulder. Even handstands and headstands. It's about the shoulders, the shoulders, the shoulders. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll lower that back down. We'll release. And we'll take that back down. Good. Child pose of your choice. Maybe wiggle out those hands. When you're ready, from here, good. I'm going to move forward into a plank pose, and I'm going to take a little vinyasa. You're welcome to do the same or hang out in child's pose longer. And then once you have found your down dog, we're going to go to side plank. This is the last thing we're going to do before we come onto our back. So from here, we're going to balance on the left side first. So some of you might need to take that left knee down, put the foot out to the side, find that little kickstand side plank. This is easier on your shoulders. If you've got a shoulder that's had it, you can also come up here, or from your plank, you can just shift over and find it. So try not to let your hips dip here. Really open them up to the side. And when you're ready, taking that back down. Reconnect, readjust as you need to. We'll take this to the right side. Remember, your right knee can come down. You can kickstand it and open. You can be here even, or from here, just roll over to that side. Opening up. Remember, shoulder, press it away, over behind the wrist. And taking that down. Woo! Find a nice child pose. Last one of the class. Let it all go here. If your belly is still engaged, let it go too. Let that breath go. Just let it all go. Now, we are bold and strong. We are bold and strong. Whenever you're ready, make your way onto your back. We're going to have that strap handy. And then once you come down here, again, get any little movement that would feel good to you. I'm just going to windshield wiper as I grab my strap and get it in position. I'm going to take the right foot into that strap. Okay. So from here, my straps are in my right hand. Okay. I'm going to let that right leg come out to the right. It's okay if you wiggle it around here to find a sweet spot. For those of you that it's okay for, and this will not be okay for everybody, but if it is for you, you can take the left leg long and left arm long behind you, reaching from the fingertips through that heel. Okay. There are no mountains too high for me to climb. There are no mountains too high for us to climb. And then when we're ready, we'll bring this back up. We're going to switch out the hands. Good. Taking that leg over, a little arc over. So I'm holding off on the twist here because we're going to twist in a moment. And when you're ready, we'll come back up, remove that foot. Cross that right ankle over the left knee. You can stay here if this needs to be your figure four. You can bring it in, or you can kind of thread it through here. Find what you need. Try to keep the upper body grounded. Lifting the upper body does not deepen the stretch. Lowering the upper body does. And then when you're ready, that will release. Now, from here, both feet on the floor, press into the feet, lift the hips. Shift the hips over to the right. Cross your right leg over the left. Arms out to the side, let those knees go over to the left. So here's your twist. So the figure four pigeon is an external rotation of the hip. This one gives you an internal rotation of the hip. And coming back to center. And doing, press into the feet, hips come back. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle as you grab that strap. We're going to repeat that on the other side. The left foot in the center part of the strap. Good. Both straps into the left hand. I'm going to move out a little bit here. Good. And then we'll take that out to the left. You can wiggle around, finding your sweet spot. And again, for those of you where it's safe, you can take the right leg long in front of you, right arm long behind you, reaching from the fingertips to the heel. And when you're ready, good, we'll come back into center. Good, switching hands. We'll do that little arc over. You might have to wiggle around to find your sweet spot. Not everybody's is directly across. And then from here, when you're ready, we'll come back up. Good. Remove that foot from the strap. Cross the left foot over the knee here, over the right knee. You can stay here. You can bring it in. You can thread it through. Find what you need for your figure four. Standing, breathing through it. Okay. I feel inspired and I inspire others. I feel inspired and I inspire others. Your life is beautiful. And then from here, we'll release. Both feet are going to come down. Press the feet into the mat, lift the hips, shift the hips to the left. Left leg is going to cross over. Good. Now take that into a twist. Breathing and expanding. And then from here, when you're ready, good, we'll come back up. Good, undoing the legs, pressing into the mat, taking the hips back to center, knees can come back in, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're gonna set up for Shavasana here. So any props that you have that you wanna bring in is A-okay to bring in. Good. And the last thing I'm gonna give you here, something wonderful is always about to happen. Something wonderful is always about to happen. And taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choose stillness or invite movement, head and neck from side to side. Choosing stillness or bringing knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body lowered or maybe tucking the chin and lifting up. And then maybe choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way, taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes, full body stretch, point and flex those feet, bend and stretch those hands, rolling wrists and ankles, and then the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, taking all the time that you need here. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat where we normally start our yoga practice. And just taking a moment to notice how you feel. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, looking up there. Exhale, hands in the heart. Reconnecting with that intention. Life is beautiful. We'll take them to the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week ahead. And may you always find a way to make your life beautiful. Namaste.